Andrew McCart, IFLTV, delighted to be joined by Frank Smith himself. Great card tonight, loved every single fight on the card. Yeah. How did you find it?
Brilliant night from start to finish, from the thought we were getting disturbed there. From the prelims all the way through, what a finish, Pat McCormack, what a performance from him. When you think about the step up, just in 8 fights, where he's at, Miguel Parra, we saw him, as I said earlier, go the distance with Shakram Giasov, who's mandatory challenger for the WBA world title. Pat is in that position in the next 12 or so months to challenge for those world titles. You saw the skill set he's got. He just needs that, he needs to build his way into that with the right fights. There's a lot of talk about Conor Walker. That would be an interesting fight. But yeah, it was a great night, mate.
Pat McCormack now, still Pat McCormack now. He's at a level where everyone's thinking this welterweight division world champion. We could put him. We could talk about the Brian Normans, the Devin Haney's, the Crockers, the Donovans. He can be there right now. But you mentioned the Conor Walker fight. Now I've done a joint interview with him and Sam on Thursday, and he basically looked in the camera, did both of them, and said, "Eddie Hearn, get your money out for the Conor Walker." Eddie Hearn's not here. Frank, get your money out.
I'll have to get Eddie Hearn's money out, but I'll try and get some of it from him. Now look, I think it's the right fight. I think it's the right fight to do. In the times we're in, the kind of fights people want to see, it's a good time for British boxing and British domestic dust-ups, and that would be another one that would sell very well. People would get behind and put the winner of that fight into a great position.
Run down the card then, Mark Dickinson, Troy Williamson, great scrap, great finish as well.
Yeah, great fight. And look, I got to be honest, I think Troy deserved that, especially with the weight. Mark Dickinson, what a fight, what a performance from both of them. Did not keep coming. Did not keep coming. That doesn't make any sense. Did not stop coming forward. That makes a bit more sense than the last thing I said. But what a fight, and fair play to Troy Williamson, because there was also a point yesterday where the board didn't want the fight to go ahead. So all respect to him, great win, and we're excited because he's a lovely bloke. He's been in the sport a long time and deserves it. I think Mark needs to, with the weight, obviously 5.5 pound over, it's not professional. I think he needs to go and take a bit of time and make a plan of how he's going to come back.
Now we can probably talk about this young man for hours, but we're not because it's getting late. Leo Tang. Now, for me, when I look at Leo, I don't see a heavyweight. The way he moves, where his level changes, the jabs, the little feints and stuff like that, he looks more like a middleweight than a heavyweight in there. What do you see when you look at Leo Tang?
Look, it's unbelievable to see what he's doing at 18 years old. How calm and composed he is. When you talk to him, he's like, "Oh, I'm nervous," but actually when he gets in the ring, he's not nervous at all. It's so natural to him. And like you say, how composed he is, the shot selection. For an 18-year-old, it's insane. And you saw the reaction he got out there tonight, and the journey we're going to take him on, taking him all around the country. He'll box in Sheffield next in front of 10,000 people, and he is the future of the heavyweight division, no doubt. It's great times for the heavyweight division. It's great times for British boxing, but he is going to come through, and trust me, in the next 5 years, you're going to see something special.
I don't want to talk about the Moses Atalma fight because we're going to talk about that over, but Frank Warren has Moses Atalma, he's saying all these things, but do you honestly believe you have the next heavyweight superstar on your hands in Leo Tang?
100%. 100%. And it's the character as well. You look at Leo Tang, he reminds me of Anthony Joshua, that smile, that energy that people buy into. Again, you saw the atmosphere. It reminds me of the days when we took AJ around the country. And the noise that
AJ at Glasgow.
Yeah, exactly. But we took him all over the place, and the noise that they made for him, and he's going to build a huge following. Moses Atalma's a spectacular fighter, and right now, further along in his career in terms of the stages. He's 20 years old. He's developed a bit more, but that is a huge fight down the line. And I think everyone's going to buy into Leo Tang, and I'm excited for that journey.
Again, good wins for Brad Casey, Adam Maka, Tiamir, Aiton, Sandy Ryan. Who else have I forgot? Somebody else? Cameron Vong. Yeah, so a great card all in all.
Yeah, great card. Brad Casey, professional debut, looked very good. Adam Maka, a great learning fight for him. That his opponent didn't stop coming in the 4 rounds. Respect to him. So what a fight there. TMA Aiton, she's going to be another one who's very special. Again, just 19 years old. And she wants to test herself. She wants to push herself to the limit, become, as she said, a four-weight undisputed champion by the age of 22, which, quite amazing to hear. Sandy Ryan back out with a great win. Good to see Sandy back with a great win, and fair play to Jade because it was a step up in levels for Jade, but she brought a fight, and that's what we want to see. And Cameron Vong, as you say, You know, that talk's been there a long time about the Gavin Gwynn rematch, and I think that's a fight we will see next. You know, it's the fight that Cameron wants. He wants to prove himself. So, you know, by the end of this year, I think that's what we'll see.
You're investing in the future, because when I look at Matchroom Stable right now, when I look at Leo Tang, and I look at Adam Maka, Tia, Giorgio Vizioli, you've got an exciting young stable that's going to carry Matchroom for the next 10 years, let's say.
100%. You always have to look ahead. You know, we've had a great 10, 15 years in the sport, and we have to keep building and developing the stars of tomorrow. And that's what we're doing. We've got an exciting stable of fighters, both in the UK, in the US, internationally as well. So we're excited about what the future holds.
The future holds. Let's talk about next week then. The future next week in Crocker Donovan. I cannot wait to get out to Belfast for this one. Talk about this fight for next week and why we should get excited about it.
Just an unbelievable moment. Windsor Park, there's going to be 20,000 people in there next weekend. You know, the first all-Irish world title fight between two fighters from the island of Ireland. The Irish island.
You've got away with words.
Yeah, I have, I know. I'm tired. I haven't eaten for a long time. I'm very hot.
I've seen you eat a wrap.
That wasn't me. It must have been someone else. I'm hungry.
How many calories are you allowed?
I'm allowed 2,100 calories. I think I've only had about 1,200 today, so I'm doing well. I'm melting away over it. Crocker Donovan, just a spectacular fight. You know, it ended in controversy the first time round, but this time you're going to see a spectacular fight. Both of these guys know that this night can change their life. They go in there to fight for the IBF Welterweight World Championship. You know, that added value to the fight. The fight was huge as it was, but to be for the full IBF World title, it's going to change the winner's life, and you're going to see a great fight.
You're going to pull an all-nighter tonight. Sugar Nunez is fighting. You pulling an all-nighter?
Do you know what? I've got a dinner date or a lunch date with my missus tomorrow. So I think if I turn up with no sleep, I might get in trouble.
What about next week then? Because Crawford, CANELO's on the
No, do you know what? I'm on the plane. Next week I'm in Belfast Wednesday to Friday. On Friday I leave Belfast and I fly to Japan on Saturday morning for Akhmadaliev going to dethrone Naoya Inoue in Japan. So I'm actually missing all the fights, apart from I'm going to be there to see
one fight
MJ.
That's gone under the radar.
I know.
That fight's
It's going under the radar because how much big stuff's going on. But MJ, let me tell you, I'm going to be there in my Uzbek coat, celebrating with belts all around the place.
You think he can do it? Do you honestly think he can do it?
I think he can, yeah.
What makes you so confident?
Because I think Inoue, as good as he is, has shown vulnerability. And I think MJ's a special fighter. And I think he's waited for this moment for a long, long time. He was written off after that Tapale's loss a few years back now, really. People never really gave him the chance, and I think he's going to do it. So watch this space. We're going to have another undisputed champion of the world. I love Inoue. Everyone loves Inoue. But Cam, superstar, you can keep your grants next time. So yeah, mate, it's just good times.
Listen, you give a straight answer. I like when you give straight answers.
What did I say?
No, but Akhmadaliev dethroning Inoue. Is Crawford going to dethrone CANELO?
I think CANELO wins. I think we're in a fickle sport where CANELO has a few bad fights and people go, oh, he's finished. CANELO's a special fighter, as is Terence Crawford. But I think CANELO has performed at these levels for a lot longer. But that's a great fight. But also, they should be 50-50s. There should be people saying, I don't know who's going to win this, because otherwise what are we in the sport for? You know, we should have a division of opinions, and that's what we got. So it's a huge fight, huge night next weekend, 3 big fights next weekend, all over the world. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Tune in live on DAZN Saturday. Crocker Donovan, IBF Welterweight Championship of the World. Thanks very much. See you later, Andy McCart.
We've got 1,000 calories to eat. Let's go.